30 seconds. Thanks, Sam. 25.
So voiceover OS 15 next.
20 seconds. Counting to on air. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
On air, QQ.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is 5 minutes to 10 on Thursday, the 12th of
D
December.
next.
Polling day across the United Kingdom. And welcome to the BBC Election Centre at New Broadcasting House in London.
D-roll mix. Stand by with the vamp, stand by with the countdown clock.
So, Hugh, there'll be 35 seconds to the top of the hour after this VT.
Here we go.
Will you tell me when power is?
Go vamp.
A very good evening for the fourth
Thank
time
you.
in the space of 5 years.
3 minutes
the
to
future of
rolling
United
the
Kingdom
bong.
is uncertain. And this time,
4
with
minutes to the
politics
top of the
in
hour.
deadlock and Brexit unresolved, the stakes are higher than ever. Now, in a few moments, polling stations across the United Kingdom will close, the voting will be over, and we'll be able to reveal the result of our exit poll. That's our first hint of the possible result. Will Boris Johnson be back in number 10? Will Jeremy Corbyn beat him to it? Or will the outcome
3
be
minutes
less
left
than
on the
clear
VT.
when it comes to Jeremy Vine's winning line?
Well, here we are again. 2 years ago in our virtual Downing Street, I showed you the Conservatives falling short and Labour improving, but not by nearly enough. And the result was 2 years of chaos in Parliament. The question tonight is whether any party can get 326 seats or more and send their leader through that door with a majority.
2:30 on the
party leaders voted
VT.
earlier today, wrapped up against the elements in the first December election.
3 minutes to the
since
top of the hour.
1923, less than a fortnight before Christmas. They know that these ballot boxes hold the key to their futures, and my colleague Naga Manchetti is watching the hard-fought race to declare the night's first result.
Well, all eyes are on the North East today to see who will declare first. Last time it was Newcastle, but we have found out that their neighbours in Blythe Valley have been practising in...
2 minutes on the VT.
Are you ready? They think they can get the counting done in under 44 minutes. We'll see if they pull it off.
High above the newsroom, our specialist team will be gathering the results as they come in, and our election supremo, Professor Sir John Curtis, ready to analyse those results and to update the early predictions. There are 650 MPs to be elected, every one of those outcomes vital to the final result. And my colleague Rita Chakrabarty
1 minute
is up the big
30 on the
screen with more
VT.
details.
This has been such a hard
1 minute to
election
rolling the
predict,
Big
with the
Ben.
shadow of Brexit hovering over
2
the
minutes
usual
to the top of the
tribal
hour.
loyalties. Well, we're about to find out what the real numbers are, and I'm here at the giant touch screen, which has been loaded with data from thousands of people as they leave polling stations across the country. In a few moments' time, I should be able to predict which seats are changing hands.
And just outside the studio in the cold night air, my colleague Sophie Rayworth with a vast
1
map
minute
of
left
the
on the
United
VT.
Kingdom and the changing political landscape.
Yes, this is the UK, but not as
30
you
seconds
know.
to
We
the
have
roll,
made
Chris.
each constituency
Thank you.
exactly the same size. So one hexagon for one MP, and it gives you a much better idea of where the real balance of power lies. Now, this map is laid out in the colours of the 2017 general election. Shortly, we're going to start pulling them all up and then relaying them as the results come in to find out just what
You're
has
going to
changed.
roll in 5, 4,
And back
3,
here in our studio,
2,
our Inquisitor
running.
in Chief, Andrew
Roll.
Neil, will be talking to many of the
It's
winners,
gone 30 on
losers,
VT,
finding
1
out
minute
why
to the top of the
election
hour.
turned out as it did, and
So
where
camera
we go from
6
here.
next.
Throughout
20
the night,
seconds
as
on the
results come
VT.
in, I'll be speaking to an array of politicians and pundits in the
15
studio
on the VT.
and across the country, asking them what went right, what went wrong,
Counting out.
and
10,
what happens next.
9, 8,
With me all
7,
night is the
6,
BBC's political
5,
editor, Laura Kuensberg.
4,
She's waiting
3,
to give her immediate
2,
verdict
1,
on the exit poll.
Go
0.
6
35
QQ.
seconds.
So here we are.
Stand by then,
Just
Toby.
seconds away
Stand by, Big Ben.
30
results
seconds.
of the exit poll. Our first prediction of the potential outcome
25.
of this election. More than 20,000 people were asked how they voted today
20
at
seconds.
144
19,
polling
18,
stations
17,
right across the UK
16,
on behalf
15,
of the BBC,
14,
ITV
13,
and
12,
Sky.
11,
So, as
10,
Big Ben reaches
9,
10 o'clock,
8,
we are
7,
standing by
6,
with
Give me the
those
figures,
crucial
Toby.
5,
exit poll
4,
figures.
3,
Here they are.
2, 1.
Bong, mix, cue.
Our exit poll is suggesting that there will be a Conservative majority when all the votes are counted after this election of December 2019. The Conservatives on 368 seats and Labour way down on 191.
And full frame.
Now, on those figures, we are looking at a Conservative majority of 86 if the votes actually tally up with this prediction. And that will be
Matt,
the
come to the
biggest
right a bit.
Conservative majority since Margaret Thatcher's third victory back in 1987. Let's look at that Labour figure for 191 for Jeremy Corbyn. That would be the worst Labour result in modern times, and certainly worse than the figure obtained by Michael Foot back in 1983, a low point for Labour. Let's look at the wider picture.
Animate.
And here we have the figures for all the parties. The Conservatives, we are suggesting on 300.
So I might take a bit of 6 next, then it's Laura on 3. Laura, you'll be on 3
in
next.
this election, as suggested by the exit poll. Labour on 191, suffering as many as 71 losses. That's the suggestion of the poll. And the SNP on 55, making some 20 gains. The Lib Dems on 13, up just 1 seat. Plaid Cymru on 3, losing a seat. The Greens on 1, no change. The Brexit Party not winning any seats, according to this exit poll. And the others, most of those in Northern Ireland, making up 19. It is an exit poll.
Watching
We will
6.
see how accurate it is, of course,
And 6, 6.
when the results start coming in.
Love it.
And we may even get some results within some 45 minutes or so. But it is a dramatic
Watch your hand.
poll, and it certainly suggests that Boris Johnson is on course for a very solid majority of at least 80
Thanks.
seats,
Thanks.
possibly
Thanks,
86.
Billy.
Let's
Yeah,
get Laura
whole game's made,
Ginsberg's reaction
Go
to
3,
this.
3.
Yeah.
We have
You
all
come back.
just
Well
looked
done, Matt.
through some of
Resit.
the target
It's a
times
red
Lower
wall.
thirds are in.
Red wall.
of our politics. And if these numbers are broadly correct, Boris Johnson, who just a year ago was on the back
So
benches
more
making
chat to Laura off
Just
the back
after
of this on
McDonald's.
6.
On these figures, he would have clear backing
Want
of
about
the
2
Green
minutes
benches
all up.
behind him to take us out of the European Union next month. A momentous junction for our country. But it would also mean another 5
Put
years.
the,
Yes,
put the
Vine is
piazza
ready.
in there. Yes, I have.
Vine is ready.
Put the piazza in the
Tipping
screen.
the Conservatives into governing the country for more than a decade, and also seeing
Yeah, yeah.
Labour go to
No,
a
they'll
fourth
go in
consecutive
during
general election
Vine.
in a row. But this time, if these numbers are even roughly correct, a serious and historic
Coming to 6.
loss. The SNP appear to have increased their dominance, their tight hold in Scotland.
And then
The
we're
other
using
parties,
5,
though,
James,
do
all
not
right?
appear to have made much of a breakthrough. Remember,
Benfield, give me
today,
Laura if you
this is a
can.
sample. These are polling numbers.
Oh, sorry.
We are at the beginning of drawing the picture of who will have the power to make the decisions
To chat to Laura. And 6, 6.
It's a pretty
Roll.
startling set of figures. Laura.
Watching 5, 3 back to Hugh.
At any point in the campaign, did you sense that the
I don't know where
Conservatives were
these
on
go from
course
the iPhone.
for this kind of majority, if the poll is correct?
I think from
5,
all
5.
the
Okay,
let
3
you
back
know.
to Hugh. 6 come nice and big and wide.
This has been an almost impossible election to read, and they've all, rather than fixating
So,
on
Hugh,
particular
we do
numbers,
have the
they've all been
Prow,
looking at a range.
And
The
we
senior
do
Conservative
have the House of Commons,
today,
Jeremy Vine.
which they all
Toby,
went
stand by
through
to
in
reset the
effect,
Prow if I go to that after this chat.
aware though that it might not be in the bag, but always
So
with
more
that
chat next.
possibility
6 next
that
for
they
that.
might make the kinds of inroads in leave areas, and they could, they hoped, almost create a set of dominoes.
Drop in 6,
where
go
seats
6.
might fall in these kinds of numbers.
Yeah, pop it
and I
on.
think on early suggestions, what this does show is that
maybe
although
after Vine,
lots of
because
issues
we're about to
have
go
been
to-
discussed and matter to our viewers tonight, this has broadly
Back to 5,
been a
5.
Brexit election where the Tories have managed to create a
You want another one,
hard-won
Hugh?
vote
Do you want
to
another
keep
one
it
at the
together,
bottom?
and the main vote has split across.
I
6,
suppose
6.
the headline, really, apart from the Conservative majority, as suggested, is that right now we're looking at the political landscape changing radically.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No,
and
fine,
this
fine,
would
fine.
be a redrawing of the map.
Mary.
Labour way
Okay,
up
last
in
one. Let's do the
1970s.
prow next,
Labour
Hugh. Let's do the
behind
prow
where we were
next.
in the early 80s.
That'll be OS
And everybody
15.
in the Labour Party, many of our audience tonight know how
Yep.
long it took the Labour Party
And then
to
we'll go
build
to
a
Jeremy
kind
via
of
8.
level
Look
of
at the
support.
blind as well in
But
there.
also look at the
We're going in
SNP
it.
tightening their grip on Scotland. So this may well be, and of course we'll say
Locators,
lots of
give me
times in the
Blythe
next
Valley.
few hours, don't we? This is
Make
an
sure some of
early
these
taste. But it may
live
well be
shots are on
that Boris
EBS
Johnson,
just in
who had
case
been written off
they don't
so
so
many
fast we miss
times,
it.
such a controversial and divisive figure.
So we'll thank Laura, turn to 3, do the prow next.
May have been able to change the boundaries in British politics if these results bear out.
6, 6.
Several hours to talk about this, Laura. Some
To
initial
3,
thoughts there. Thank you very
3.
much. Laura's with us
Prow shot.
throughout the night, of
OS
course. Let's take
15.
a look outside,
OS 15.
Central
Animate,
London
take
here,
it.
because
Lovely.
this
Well
is
done,
a
Pia.
full broadcasting house we're looking at. Next to it is New Broadcasting House, and all night we are projecting.
So next we'll
figures
come to 3
on
and then
Broadcasting
8
House. So
off to
as
Jeremy.
you can see,
Stand by,
of course, we can show it
Billy.
across our screens across the UK and worldwide. And there you have it, the
Emily,
exit poll
I don't know if there's a
suggesting
briefing from John
Labour
Curtis
possibly
that
down to
you get to add
191
stuff,
seats,
yeah, about
the
leave
SNP on
areas.
55, and we're looking at the Lib Dems on 13. That would be a very disappointing result if that is true for Joe Swinson, party leader. Cymru on
Okay, we're gonna
3.
see
The
what you-
suggestion of the poll is that they will lose one of their seats. And there you have right at the top the headline figure. The Conservatives, according to the poll, are forecast to get 368 seats.
3, then
That is
8,
a
then OS
gain
12.
of 50 seats on the 2017 performance under Theresa May. That would be a dramatic success for Boris
Let's come back to
Johnson.
3.
And this is indeed, if it is true, a heavy, heavy blow for Jeremy Corbyn. A strong performance, if it's right, for the SNP in Scotland, as Laura was saying, and there'll be some licking of wounds at Lib Dem headquarters. Plaid Cymru, as I say, in Wales, down to
And back
3,
to
we
3.
think,
3.
but we'll wait to see what's going on.
8's
So
next
it
to
seems
Jeremy.
like a good moment. Now that we have these figures, and as I say, let's wait for some results to come in so that we can measure the results against the suggested prediction of the exit poll. We'll talk to Sir John Curtis, who's the guru that we have, who's in charge of these figures. We'll ask John about them a little later. But it seems like a good
just tell
moment
me
to
if I'm
talk
sitting
to
behind
Jeremy.
Yeah, Go
8,
will do.
8.
Ask Jeremy about these figures and what they might produce.
Yeah.
Let him
Jeremy
talk.
Vine
It will
next, and then
change
Pretty
the
Patel
House of
is
Commons
next.
And
if
cut.
the exit poll is correct.
Lovely.
Let's just
Patel on.
remind you that to win an overall majority in the House of Commons,
McDonnell on.
you need
John McDonnell on, Pretty Patel on.
And we want to line up
Theresa
Naga to
May
go
fell
between them.
short, didn't she, in 2017? But
Whereas
the
3 to
exit
go
poll
between them.
has Boris
So Hugh, you're
Johnson
going to chat to Pretty Patel next,
5 minutes.
then do Naga, and then go to John McDonnell.
with 368
Or the markers.
MPs, a gain of 50 on the Theresa May result 2 years ago. And then the other story of the night, which you mentioned, and Laura's been talking about.
Toby, unhide Hugh's screens now.
Labour's showing is, in the exit poll, of course the actual results may change this.
Thank you.
Let's look at these numbers. That 191 seats for Labour would be below what Michael
So they'll
Foot
hand
did
back by the
in
over-the-shoulder shot.
1983. He got above 200 at least. And then
Farah,
this
you can come out. 1 and 2 can
performance
come
by
out.
the SNP, if that's what it is. Again, we wait for the actual results. Exit poll showing Lib Dems not really moving.
Yeah.
Plaid
Yeah,
Cymru in
hi, Callum.
Wales down a
Hi,
little.
Callum.
Yeah,
One
we'll
Green
get to
MP
5 in a
still,
bit.
and then the others on 19. And
Lovely.
the key figure.
So,
and what
Carl,
will
I'll
give
take your
Boris
two
Super,
shots
thank
of
you,
Hugh and
thank you.
Pretty. aren't we?
comfort tonight as he looks at this.
Yeah,
is that the
okay.
So we're
exit
chatting
poll
to Pretty
forecasts a
Patel
majority
next.
of 86. So you end that
That's fine.
period in Parliament where no one could get anything done. If that is the majority, that is a stunning victory.
Handing back.
Jeremy,
And
thank you
3,
very much.
3.
And as you say the word stunning victory, someone
Lower
next
thirds
to me
on.
is
Say
smiling
1,
rather
1.
politely at this point, but
Using 6.
certainly looking quite happy. Pretty
6.
Patel, the Home Secretary, welcome. Thanks for
Thank
joining
you.
us. So, all right, it's a poll, it's an exit poll, but it's a very
Go
big
1,
sample,
3.
and it's across the UK. And it is suggesting a pretty solid majority for
1.
Boris Johnson.
And now use
and
3,
you and
3.
your team. So, your initial reaction to that?
Well, I think first of all, we should all recognise that this is a projection and not an actual result. As you've said this, Laura said this in her opening remarks as well. We'll see the results.
So Matt Brayshaw, go down
That is
to
the right way forward.
the Andrew Neil end.
You know, this has been a hard-fought
So-
general election campaign.